when you're reaching out to potential new relationships, prospecting, every call may not end up in a yes. They may end up in a no, right? But the fact of the matter is you can learn from every single call, all right? I don't know if I ever looked at it that way, maybe just in the last few years. It should be getting better and better with every call. So instead of it feeling like drudgery, what's a better way to look at it? When you're making those calls, you're going to hear more no's than yeses. We know that. And it's true, but every call or every couple calls, you should sit back for a second and say, what trends am I hearing? What could I have done better? I know that's not the easiest thing to do, but what do I have to do more of? And I'd sit back and start to adjust and maybe self-reflect a little bit about things that I need to do better or different. So as I'm moving forward and staying after it, so to speak. But to just sit there and aimlessly dial and blah, blah, and there's no compound interest there, compounded interest, you know that term. It means that we're getting a little better, a little bigger, a little brighter as time goes on. That's what it means to me anyway. So here's what I'd suggest. Slow down a little bit, reflect a little bit, make some adjustments, tweak it a little bit, improve it. Update your talk tracks. It's okay to have a talk track. That doesn't mean you're robotic. It just means you're trying to stay on track and say what you want to say, not so much winging it. I'm a big talk track fan because I need it, and I've been doing this a while. So when I hear an objection 2 or 3 times, I'm going to sit back and say, hey, how am I going to actually deal with that? I'm going to keep hearing that over and over. It depends on the times in the marketplace you're in. So if there's a question being asked over and over, I'm going to sit back and say, what's the best way for me to have answered that? Or at least I'm not caught by surprise by it anymore. I know how I did it, and I know how I want to do it differently. And that way, when I hear it again, I'm ready, because my previous call has been compounding interest for me to be better, to make it better, and to do better every time I make that call. It makes it a little more fun too, by the way. So of course, we're going to hear a ton of no's, but that's all right. You're going to hear a ton of yeses too. But your goal is to get better and better from a technique standpoint or perspective, and from a mindset perspective and a belief perspective that it works out in the long run. So every single time I make a call, I feel more comfortable doing it. And that's what's fun. So if I block out an hour or two, after those first 15 minutes, I've got all the kinks out and I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I have equal business stature too with those that I'm calling. It's business person to business person. I feel like my old script of never talk to strangers is not even relevant anymore. And I'm paying attention. I'm not just talking, and I'm not just taking a no for the sake of a no. I'm taking the no to say, how could I get better? Or where did I go wrong if I did? And how can I adjust to get just a few more yeses? And that's what it means when we say every unsuccessful call pays interest.